Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is 13th week of our academic semester. Today we will start with repeating of base and chain indices. So, in chapter time series, we have here two formulas. We will start with this easy example. There you can check index for time t divided by 1 is equal to yt divided by y1. This is a base. This is a base index. Yeah? So we will calculate a series of these indices, and after we will calculate this one, index in time t, index in time t divided by t minus 1. T minus 1. This will be chain. So this one base and this one chain. So this is equal to yt divided by yt divided by yt minus 1. Okay, so two important formulas for base and chain indices. So it's a short recapitulation of the topic which we already had. So we have here example. There is an annual consumption of meat in years 2009 to 2018 in the table below, measured in kilograms. We'll calculate base indices, the series of base indices, and chain indices. So the structure of the table, yes, there we have year 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, etc. Yes? So this is the variable year, and meat consumption. This is our observed variable y in time t. So 78.77, 79.10, 78.64, and for example 77.44, etc. Yes, so this is the development of our time series. So we will start base indices. Y in time t divided by first observation every time. Yes. So I will delete these two formulas, yes, because I need a space on the whiteboard, and I will show to you how you can calculate these indices. So first observation will be it not can be omitted because there is 1, yes, value 1, because we know that we have here 78.77 divided by 78.77, yes, 1. The base on this first position, there is 1 because first observation divided by first observation. And now we can start 79.10 divided by 78.77 and 78.64 divided by 78.77, the base, yes? And we can continue 77.44 divided by 78.77. This is every time y1, yes, first observation. So this will be the development of base indices. Yeah, there is no change on first position, and interpretation of changes, yes, interpretation of changes can be interpreted in the next development. So between year 2009 and 2010, yes, meat consumption increases by 0.42%, yes. Between year 2009 and 2011, yes, the base is the year 2009, yes, consumption of meat decreases by 0.17%, yes, between year 2009 and 2012, yes. There is a comparison with the base year 2009, yes. Again, consumption of meat consumption decreases by 1.69%, yes. What is below 1 is decreasing, what is above 1 is increasing. So, for example, here on the last position, yes, year 2018. So in comparison with base year 2009, yes, in comparison with base year 2009, meat consumption increases by 4.58%, yes. Okay, so there we have base indices, the development of base indices. Now, I will delete this column and we will calculate chain indices. If you want to calculate chain indices, you must omit first observation, yes, and we will start the second observation because we must calculate ratio 79.10 divided by previous value, yes, 78.77, and we can continue. On this position is 78.64 divided by previous value 79.10, and we can continue. 77.44 divided by previous value 78.64, and we can continue. Chain indices, yes, chain indices, y in time t divided by y in time t minus 1, yes. We don't have previous value for year 2009, yes, there is no year 2008, so we omitted this cell, yes, this row. So again, we can interpret results. On this position, result is the same, yes, between year 2009 and 2010, meat consumption increases by 0.42%. And the next interpretation is a between year interpretation. For example, here, between year 2014 and 2015, meat consumption increases by 4.55%. Between year 2015 and 2016, meat consumption increases by 1.2%, yes. There is decreasing, yes. Between year 2012 and 2013, meat consumption decreases by 3.4%, yes. So this is between year interpretation. So base indices and chain indices. In the case of base indices, you have a base. In formulas you have written that the base is very often set on the first observation, but you can set the base as you want, yes. For example, year 2015, yes, can be base or different year, but we use year 2009. We will continue with index number analysis. In your formulas, on the last page, yes, you have index number analysis, and I must tell to you about variables, yeah, something about important variables which are written on this page. Index number analysis is very easy because we are analyzing only 3 variables. We have variable P, and this small p is price. Yes, price. Price of the labor force is wage. Yes, we can analyze the price of apples in the store, yes, price of cars, motorcycles, etc. So any price, yes, the price. And another important variable, small q, is quantity. Yes, quantity. Number of workers, number of sold apples, number of sold automobiles, number of sold motorcycles, etc. Yes, so just quantity. First variable price, another variable quantity, and if you calculate multiplication, P times Q, we have here the capital Q, and this will be a sum of money. Yes, a sum of money necessary, for example, for your workers in your company, for wages, for example, revenues, if you are selling apples, automobiles, motorcycles, etc. So a sum of money which you must pay or which you earn. Yes, so sum of money. Price, quantity, and sum of money. So 3 important variables. We have here individual indices and absolute differences, and we will use these indices and absolute differences like a measure of comparison. In case of first example, so first example here, you are an owner of 4 branches of Bagatary Boulevard in Oslo, Norway. In 2010 and 2011, you employed various number of employees and gave them various monthly salaries, wages. Yes. Analyze personal situation in your whole company using indices and absolute differences as comparison tools. Okay, we will use individual indices and absolute differences like a measure for comparison of your company, of your Bagatary Boulevard, yes, with 4 branches in Oslo. Okay, so branch, first, second, third, fourth, and we have here this table. So, for example, in the final test, you will see this orange table about the development of wages and number of employees between year 2010 and 2011. Another very important information for you is that in this index number analysis, we are comparing, yes, we are comparing 2 periods, yes, the period 0 and period 1. The period 0 will be base period, yes, base period or basic period. Period 1 will be current period, yes. Okay, the base period and current period, and we have here year 2010 and 2011. So we will compare these 2 periods. Okay, so I will rewrite the data on the whiteboard. First, second, third, and fourth office, and average monthly wages. This is the price of labor force. Yes, is the wage, the salary. So price in period 0 in year 2010. Yes, in each branch office, 12,200, 11,800, 12,000, 11,600. Different situation, yes, different situation was in year 2011, current period, yes. Price in the first period for the 8 branch office, yes. You paid more or less, yes, in different branch offices. 12,800. 12,200, 12,200, 12,400 and 12,000. Okay, so this is the development about price, wages and quantity. You are owner of 4 branch offices of Baguetterie Boulevard. So, quantity is number of your employees, yes? Employed persons, Q in period 0, in the in each first, second, third, fourth branch office, yes? 20, 30, 40, 40. 20, 30, 40, 40, yes? And now, there is new year, yes? There is new year, and in year 2011, you employed different number of employees, yes? Q in the period 1 in each branch office, yes? So 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 50 and 40. 50 and 40. Okay, so this is your table. And now, according to indices and absolute differences, like a measure of comparison, we will analyze the situation in our company. We will analyze personal situation in our Baguetterie Boulevard. Okay, so we can calculate monthly salary fund, the sum of money, yes, which you need for your employees in each branch office. So, capital Q in period 0, in the case of each branch office, yes, and capital Q in period 1, yes, in the case of each branch office. Okay. How can we calculate this? Q0E is calculated like price 0E multiplied by quantity 0E. Yes? So we can calculate 12,200 times 20. 11,800 times 30. 12,000 times 40, 11,600 times 40, yes? And results will be here. So, I will rewrite these values on the whiteboard. 244,000 Norwegian crowns, yes? 354,000 Norwegian crowns for the second branch office. 480,000 Norwegian crowns for the third branch office, and 464,000 Norwegian crowns for fourth branch office, Baguetterie Boulevard, yes? So, there you have 4 sums of money, yes, necessary for the particular branch office on the wages in year 2010 and next year, yes, current year. Again, we will calculate multiplications, yes, price in period 1 times quantity in period 1, yes? So, 12,800 times 25 is 320,000. 320,000 Norwegian crowns. 12,200 times 25 is 305,000. 305,000. 12,400 times 50. 620,000. 620,000. And finally, 12,000 times 40. 480,000. Okay. So we have here development of monthly salary fund. Number of employees, yes, number of employees and sums of money, yes, can be represented by summation. Yes, it's possible. We can calculate here summation, yes, through all E Q0E. There can be calculated summation through all E Q1E. There can be calculated summation through all E capital Q0E. There can be calculated summation through all E capital Q1E. Yes. 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 40, 130 employees. Yes. You like a boss of your Baguetterie Boulevard with 4 branch offices. Yes. You employed in year 2010 130 employees. And in year 2011, 140 employees. For your 130 employees, you needed in year 2010, yes, on wages, on salaries, 1,542,000 Norwegian crowns, yes, 1,542,000 Norwegian crowns. So this sum of money, yes, you need it in year 2010 for all your employees. And because the situation changed, yes, you paid different wages and you employed different number of employees, you needed 1,725,000 Norwegian crowns in year 2011. 1,725,000 Norwegian crowns. Yes? Okay. So we can continue. We can continue with indices and absolute differences like a measure for comparison. So I will prepare next table and we will calculate these indices and absolute differences. Okay, so indices and absolute differences. What is index? Index for price is calculated like P1 divided by P0. Each index, yes, every time is calculated like something new divided by something old. Yes, something new divided by something old. So new price divided by old price. Yes. Or index for quantity. New quantity, Q1, divided by old quantity, Q0, yes? And monthly salary fund, monthly money fund, sum of money, yes? Index for sum of money, capital Q, is calculated like capital Q1 divided by capital Q0. So every time, new divided by old. And absolute difference, delta for situation of price, yes, is calculated like new price, P1, minus old price, P0. So index is a ratio, new divided by old, and the difference is new minus old. Yes? So for the situation of quantity, delta quantity is Q1 minus Q0, and delta for sum of money, monthly salary fund, yes, is capital Q1 minus capital Q0, new minus old. So we need new table, and we will calculate these indices and absolute differences. So I will delete these formulas from the whiteboard. The table is ready. Okay, so I have first, second, third and fourth branch office, and we will start with individual price indices. Yes, individual price indices. New price divided by old price. Yes, so you can calculate, you can use calculator. 12,800 divided by 12,200. 12,200 divided by 11,800. 12,400 divided by 12,000. Yes, etc. 12,000 divided by 11,600. I will rewrite these values on the whiteboard. 1.049, 1.049, 1.034, 1.033, 1.034 individual indices. Result is above 1. So that means there is between year increase. Yes, between year 2010 and 2011. Yes, you increased wages in the first branch office by 4.9%. Yes, in the case of second branch office, you increased wages, salaries for your employees by 3.4%. Yes, between year 2010 and 2011, in the case of third branch office, yes, you increase wages by 3.3%. If there is something below one, it will be decrease. But we don't have here decrease. Yes, there is no value below 1. Okay, absolute differences. Yes, absolute differences. Delta for prices. Yes, 12,800 minus 12,200. Yes, 600 Norwegian crowns. 12,200 minus 11,800. Yes, 400 Norwegian crowns, etc., etc. New value minus old value. So 600, 400, 400 and 400 Norwegian crowns. Absolute difference. Values are positive. It's increase. Yes, you increased wages between year 2010 and 2011 in the first branch office by 600 Norwegian crowns. Yes, we will continue with index for quantity and delta difference, absolute difference for quantity. Employees, number of employees. Yes, individual quantity index. 25 employees in year 2011 divided by 20 employees in year 2010. Yes, 25 employees in year 2011 divided by 30 employees in year 2010 for the case of second branch office, etc. So I will rewrite values on the whiteboard. 1.250, 0.833, 1.250 and 1.000. There is decrease. Yes, in the case of second branch office. Yes, in the case of second branch for Bagateri Boulevard, you have decrease, between year decrease, between year 2010 and 2011, you decreased number of your employees by by 16.7%. 16.7%, yes. In the case of the first branch office, in the case of the first branch office, you increased number of employees by 25%, yes. And in your fourth branch office, nothing changed, yes, because the result is 1.000. Differences, yes. 25 minus 20 is 5. 25 minus 30 is minus 5. 50 minus 40 is 10. 40 minus 40 is 0. Yes, absolute differences. 25% increase in the case of first branch office is 5 employees. Yes, this 16.7% decrease in the case of second branch office is minus 5 employees. Yes. You can see there is again 25% increase, but in absolute value for the case of third branch office, it's 10 employees. Yes, there is 25% increase 5, there is 25% increase 10. Yes, different absolute value. And we can continue. Individual index for sum of money and difference for sum of money. Yes. So again, we can calculate the ratios. Yes, 4 ratios. New value 320,000 in year 2011 divided by 244,000 in year 2010. Yes, etc., etc. So 1.311, 1.311. 0.862, 0.862, 1.292, 1.292, and 1.034. 1.034. In year 2010, you needed for your first branch office, for all your employees, 244,000 Norwegian crowns. Yes, situation changed. In year 2011, you needed 320,000 Norwegian crowns. This is increase by 31.1%. Yes, there is 31.1% increase in sum of money, monthly money fund. In the case of second branch office, yes, there is decrease. In year 2010, you needed 354,000. In year 2011, you needed 305,000 Norwegian crowns only. So there is decrease by 13.8%. 13.8% decrease between year 2010 and 2011. Absolute differences, yes. Absolute differences in Norwegian crowns. 320,000 minus 244,000. 76,000 Norwegian crowns. 76,000 Norwegian crowns. So this is absolute increase. Between year absolute increase. Decrease minus 49,000. Minus 49,000. So this relative decrease, 13.8% in your monthly money fund for your second branch office is minus 49,000 Norwegian crowns, yes, in absolute value. 29.2% increase in monthly money fund in case of your third branch office is 140,000. 140,000. And finally, 16,000 Norwegian crowns. 16,000 Norwegian crowns is this 3.4% increase in monthly money fund in the case of your fourth branch office. We can calculate the ratio for the case of summation. If you check your formulas, you can find here index for summation of quantity and delta for the case of summation of quantity. Yes, you can see there is, in the case of index, there is a ratio. Summation of Q1 divided by summation of Q0. So number of employees, all your employees. Yes, in year 2011, 140 employees divided by 130 employees. Yes. In the case of delta of this quantity, yes, delta, absolute difference of this total quantity, there is a difference, 140 minus 130. Yes. So we will calculate this here, for example, 140 divided by 130, 1.077. 1.077. Yes. Number of employees. All your employees in all your Baguetterie Boulevard increased. Yes. Between year 2010 and 2011 by 7.7%. Yes. There is 7.7% increasing in the case of number of employees, and absolute difference 10%. Yes, 10 employees increasing. We will continue, please, formulas. We will continue with index for summation of monthly money fund and delta for the summation of monthly money fund. Again, summation of capital Q1 divided by summation of capital Q0, and the difference, the sum of Q0 minus sum of Q1 minus sum of Q0. Okay, so there will be a ratio 1,725,000 divided by 1,542,000. Yes, the ratio of these two values will be here, and the result is 1.119. 1.119. You, like a manager of your company, yes, your Baguetterie Boulevard, all your 4 branch offices, yes, you know that there is between year increasing, yes. In the case of monthly money fund, monthly salary fund, there is increasing by 11.9%, yes. Between year 2010 and 2011, your monthly money fund increased by 11.9%. Yes. In some branch office was larger increase, in some branch office was decrease, but in total, yes, in total there is increasing by 11.9%, and absolute difference 1,725,000 minus 1,542,000 Norwegian crowns is 183,000 Norwegian crowns. 183,000 Norwegian crowns. So this 11.9% between year increase is increased by 183,000 Norwegian crowns. Okay, and what about wages? Yes, what about salaries? Average monthly salaries, yes. If you check the orange table, yes, we cannot calculate summation for these wages. Yes, it's not possible. It will not be possible to interpret the values. So we will use these two formulas. Index for average price, index for average wage in this situation, and delta, absolute difference for average wage, absolute difference for average price. Yes? So I will clear the whiteboard and we will calculate these last two values. Okay, so index for average price. In our situation, average wage, I will rewrite on the whiteboard, yes? Index for price with stripe, yes? Will be calculated like summation of Q1, capital Q1, divided by summation of small q1, yes? Monthly money fund. All monthly money fund which you need in your in year 2011 for all your company, all your budgetary boulevard, divided by number of employees in all your company in budgetary boulevard, yes? So this will be numerator and denominator, yes, of this index will be summation of capital Q0, summation of monthly money fund, yes, all monthly money fund which you need in year 2010 for all your employees, divided by total number of your employees. So this will be divided by summation of small q0, yes? So please calculate 1,725,000 divided by 140, and this will be divided by 1,542,000 divided by 130, yes, and this will be index for average wage, yes, index for average wage. Just 3 decimals will be enough, so 1.0391.039. Your wages, yes, your wages in budgetary boulevard, yes, increased by 3.9% between year 2010 and 2011, yes. If you compare the base and current period, year 2010 and 2011, you increased wages in your company, yes, in total by 3.9%, and absolute difference will be calculated in different way. I will write this formula on the whiteboard. So the delta for price average. We will use, yes, we will use sum of money, yes, sum of all wages, Q1, yes, sum of all monthly money fund in year 2011 divided by number of employees, total number of employees in year 2011, Q1, yes? But this is not a ratio, this is not an index, this is a difference. So there will be minus instead of division, yes, and there will be summation of capital Q0, all monthly money fund, yes, in year 2010, divided by number of employees, total number of employees in Budgetary Boulevard in year 2010, so Q0. So you can calculate 1,725,000 divided by 140 minus 1,542,000 divided by 130. And result, if you use 0 decimals, is 460 Norwegian crowns. 460 460 Norwegian crowns. Okay, and now we will compare results, we will interpret the situation. Please check these individual price indices, for wages. In first branch office of Baguette Boulevard, you increased wages by 4.9%. Your employees, yes, get added 600 Norwegian crowns. In the case of second, third and fourth branch office, you increased wages by 400 Norwegian crowns. 3.4, 3.4, 3.3% between year increase, yes? And in total, yes, total average, yes, you can see, you can imagine that employees received a letter, yes, a letter about the future development of wages. That was written, in average, we increased the wages in our company, Baguette Boulevard, by 3.9%. In average, your wages will be increased by 460 Norwegian crowns, yes? In the case of first branch office, they get added 600, but all others, yes, get less, only 400, yes? So this is average. This is characteristic of average. In the case of previous example, you were a manager, for example, of large company with 4 branch offices, yes, 4 branch offices, and you employed persons. We analyzed homogeneous variable, yes, homogeneous variables divided by a number of branch offices, yes. The situation now will be different because we have, for example, one store or we are one farmer, yes, and we are selling heterogeneous, yes, heterogeneous issues, heterogeneous variables in different measurement units, yes? So we are selling on the market 3 different products in different measurement units, yes, in year 2000 and 2001. So this situation is similar like in the previous example, yes? We have period 0 and we have period 1. So period 0 will be the base, yes, basic period, and period 1 will be current period, yes, basic and current period. Okay, so different heterogeneous products and 2 periods, period 0 and period 1. Basic period, year 2000, and current period, year 2001. Okay, so again, there is a table, yes. You are selling 3 different products: butter in kilograms, milk in liters, and bread in pieces. 1 loaf of bread is, for example, 1.5 kilogram, yes. So we have here different measurement units, yes, prices and sales. So again, price in period 0 and price in period 1, and quantity, yes, sales, quantity in period 0 and quantity in period 1. So using some indices, we will analyze the price and sold amount of all our products, yes? So this orange table will be written, for example, in your final test, yes? And according to index number analysis, we must analyze the situation about development of prices and sales between year 2000 and 2001, between base and current period. Yes. So again, I will rewrite the values on the whiteboard. So we have butter, we have milk, and we have bread and prices. Yes, you sold butter, milk, and bread. Price in period 0 for the situation of each product. Yes, you sold 1 kilogram of butter per 88 Czech crowns. Yes, now we don't have here Norwegian crowns, we have here Czech crowns. Yes, 10 Czech crowns was price of 1 liter of milk. Yes, in year 2000. And 18 Czech crowns, yes, was price of 1 loaf of bread in year 2000, yes. And now there is year 2001 price in period 1 for each product. 94 Czech crowns, 12 Czech crowns, 18 Czech crowns, yes. And quantity, sales, yes, again in measurement units, yes, sales in kilograms, in liters, and in pieces, loaf of breads, yes. So quantity in period 0 for each product. 142 kilograms of butter, 633 liters of milk, and 885 pieces of bread, yes. And new year quantity in year 2001 of each product, yes. Sales 128 kilograms of butter, 705 liters of milk, and 800 loaves of bread. So this is your situation, and we can calculate revenues. Yes, again, if you calculate multiplication of prices and quantities, yes, you can see the revenues for the particular product. Yes, so capital Q in period 0, yes, for each product. We can calculate multiplication 88 Czech crowns times 142 kilograms of butter. Yes, and the revenues for butter is 12,496 Czech crowns. 12,496 Czech crowns. 10 times 633 is 6,330. 6,330 and 18 Czech crowns times 885 pieces of bread, 15,930. 15,930, yes? So partial values of revenues in year 2000. In year 2001, yes, revenues for each product, yes, we can calculate like price in period 1 times quantity in period 1. So 94 times 128, result is 12,032. 12,032. 12 times 705 is 8,460. 8,460, and 18 Czech crowns times 800 is 14,400. 14,400. We can calculate total revenues. Yes, we can calculate total revenues because you are a farmer, yes, and you can calculate your total revenues for year 2000 and total revenues for year 2001, yes, like a simple summation. So if you calculate a summation of, there will be summation of P0E times Q0E, and this summation, your total revenues, is 34,756. 34,756. And we can calculate summation of P1E times Q1E. Yes, so revenues, total revenues in year 2001. Yes, 34,892. 34,892. Okay, how can we continue? We can calculate different revenues. Yes, different type of revenues. We can calculate multiplication P0E and Q1E. Yes, we can calculate these values. Why? There is quantity, sold quantity, yes, in year 2001, and price from previous year, yes, price of year 2000. So we will calculate the partial revenues for each product, yes. If you sell your products in year 2001 and use price from year 2000, yes. So partial values 11,264, 11,264. If you calculate multiplication, 88 times 128, yes. 10 times 705 is 7,050. 7,050, and last value 14,400. 14,400. You can calculate summation, yes? You can calculate here summation of these revenues, and this summation will be denoted like summation of P0 times Q1. Yes, summation of these revenues, these partial revenues, 32,714. 32,714. Yes, and we can continue. Yes, we can continue different type of revenues. We can use P1E and Q0E. So what is here? There is new price, yes? There is new price from year 2001, and old quantity, all the sales, yes? Sales from year 2000. So you can imagine you are selling, yes, the products in year 2000, and you are using future prices from the next year, yes? You are expecting that next year the prices increase, yes? For example, because of inflation, yes? So you can imagine how much money, yes, you earn if you use new prices from the next year. So 94 Czech crowns times 142 kilograms of butter, yes, and 12 Czech crowns times 633 liters of milk, and 18 Czech crowns times 885 loaves of bread, yes, pieces of bread. So partial values of these revenues: 13,348, 13,348, 7,596, and 15,930. Yes, the partial revenues. And of course, we can calculate the summation. Yes, summation here, summation of revenues is 36,874. 36,874. Okay, so we have here 4 types of different revenues. These partial values, yes, are not important, not so much important, yes. These partial revenues are not important. We need these 2 values and we need these 2 values. So I will write here that this is summation. This is summation P1 Q0, and there is summation of P0 Q1. Yes, so we have here these 4 types of revenues. Yes, why we need these 4 types of revenues? Okay, if you check your formulas, yes, you will find here last 6 formulas for the semester. Yes, we have here last pairs and partial, price and quantity indices, which are calculated on the basis of these revenues, and Fisher indices, which is calculated like classical geometrical mean, yes, because this is index number analysis. So we don't need this table anymore, and we will check our formulas and we will rewrite the most important formulas on the whiteboard. So we will start with price indices. We will start with price indices. Index for prices of the last pairs type. Yes, this is last pairs type of price index. In nominator we have summation of P1 Q0. In denominator we have summation of P0 Q0. Yes, we can continue with index, price index of partial type. Yes, partial type of price index. Summation P1 Q1. So in nominator there is summation P1 Q1 divided by summation of P0 Q1. P0 Q1. Yes, so we have here last pairs and partial price index. We'll continue with last pairs and partial quantity index. Yes, index for quantity last pairs type is calculated like summation of P0 Q1 divided by summation of P0 Q0. Yes, last pairs type of quantity index. And we can continue partial type of quantity index. So, okay. okay, I will rewrite these values here, 34,756 and 34,892, yes, because I need space here, yes. So wait a second, and now index of quantity partial type is calculated like summation in numerator. In denominator we have summation P1 Q1, summation P1 Q1, and in denominator we have summation P1 Q0, summation P1 Q0. Okay, so the most important formulas are written on the whiteboard. So we'll calculate this. Last pairs price index will be a ratio P1 Q0. Where's P1 Q0? Here. 36,874 divided by P0 Q0. Where is P0 Q0? 34,756. 34,756. Yes. We can continue partial price index. Yes. Partial price index. Summation P1 Q1. Where I have P1 Q1 here. Yes. 34,892, yes, and this will be divided by summation P0 Q1, summation P0 Q1, 32,740, 32,740, yes, so this ratio will be partial price index. There I have a last pairs price index, and I will continue with last pairs quantity index. Yes, last pairs quantity summation P0 Q1. Where is P0 Q1? There is P0 Q1. 32,714, and this will be divided by summation of P0 Q0. Where I have revenues for year 2000. Here, 34,756. 34,756. And we will finish these calculations with partial quantity index and partial quantity index summation P1 Q1. Where is summation P1 Q1? Here, 34,892 divided by summation P1 Q0. Where is P1 Q0? Here, 36,874. Yes. So we have written on the whiteboard 4 ratios. Yes, 4 ratios, and now I will rewrite from the screen the results. Yes, so I don't need these summations anymore, and the results for last pairs and partial price and quantity indices are. Okay, so I will rewrite the values of these ratios on the whiteboard, yes? Because we need to calculate Fisher, also Fisher price and Fisher quantity indices. So there will be index for the case of price, last pairs, yes? So this ratio, index, price, last pairs, 1.061, yes? 1.061. There I calculated index for quantity, last pairs, yes? Index for quantity, last pairs. Where is index for quantity-less pairs. Here, 0.941. 0.941, yes? Then we calculated index for the case of prices, Paše type, yes? Index for prices, Paše, 1.067. 1.067, and that is index for quantity of Paše type, yes? Index for quantity of Paše type, 0.946. 0.946. Finally, we will calculate index for prices of Fisher type, yes? Index for prices of Fisher type. This is calculated like geometrical mean. There is square root from multiplication of these two indices, yes? 1.061 multiplication 1.067. Yes, it's geometrical mean of these two indices. Fisher index for prices, yes, and the value of this Fisher price index, square root from multiplication 1.061 and 1.067 is 1.064. 1.064. Okay, 1.064. And we will finish this example with index for quantity of Fisher type, yes, index quantity of Fisher type. This will be calculated like square root from multiplication. Last pairs quantity index 0.941 and 0.946. Yes, and this result is square root from this multiplication 0.944. 0.944. Okay, so we have here 6 indices, yes? 3 indices for prices and 3 indices for sales, yes, quantity. We can interpret, yes, these values. Last pairs price index. The prices, your prices of products, yes, increased by 6.1%. Yes, last pairs price index says that your prices of your products, yes, increased by 6.1% with fixation of sales, yes, in the basic period, yes, in the basic period. Paše price index says that your prices, yes, your prices increased, yes, between year 2000 and 2001, increased by 6.7%, yes, with fixation of sales, yes, with fixation of sales in the current period, yes, and Fisher price index says that in average, your prices increased by 6.4% in average, yes. So last pairs price index says that your prices increased by 6.1%, yes, with fixation of sales, your quantity, fixation of quantity in the basic period, yes. Paše price index says that your prices increased by 6.7% with fixation of sales of quantity in current period, and in average your prices increased by 6.4%. We can interpret quantity indices, yes? Sales, your sales quantity, last payers quantity index, yes? Last payers quantity index says that your quantity, your sales, yes, decreased by 5.9%. 5.9%. With fixation of prices in the basic period, yes? Fixation of prices in basic period. So your sales, your quantity decreased. Partial quantity index says that your quantity, your sales, yes, decreased by 5.4%. With fixation of prices in current period, yes, and in average your sales decreased by 5.6%. Yes, in average you are selling less products by 5.6%. Yes, so one more time, last payers quantity index says that your quantity decreased by 5.9% with fixation of prices in basic period. Partial quantity index says that your quantity, yes, your sales decreased by 5.4% with fixation of prices in the current period. And in average, you are selling less products, less quantity, less by 5.6%. So you have higher prices in average by 6.4%, and you are selling less products. Okay, so this is the end. Yes, this is the end of the 13th seminar, and this is the end of our formulas sheet. Yes, so we don't have any other examples, so please study hard at home. I showed to you everything what is necessary for your midterm tests and final tests. So study all examples, study from the textbook, study from internet and other materials. I wish you good luck during the midterm tests, which will be written probably in the next week, and during the final tests, which will be written under the leadership of Mr. Hellman. So this is really the end. I wish you good luck, have a nice day, and I hope that I will not see you next semester. Yes, I hope that everybody will be successful. So thank you and bye bye.